over 539 million people around the globe are living with diabetes, a metabolic disease characterized by elevated blood sugar level, and more than 6.7 million people have died as a result of the disease. Diabetes is said to be the major cause of blindness, kidney failure, heart attacks, stroke, and lower limb amputation, and it's forecast to become one of the leading causes of death in Africa by 2030. And November 14 every year is set aside to commemorate World Diabetes Day to raise awareness and treatment. The Things Care highlights the importance of having equal care, for timely treatment and management. The chairman, Diabetes Association of Nigeria, Ondo State Chapter, Dr. Adenike Enikuomehin, highlights aging, obesity, physical inactivity, family history, among others, as causes of diabetes in Nigeria.
Diabetes is a chronic disease and it's also a metabolic disease. Thing that metabolism means that the body handles this food we eat for energy and growth. And it's due to insulin deficiency, or the insulin is not there at all, or even when it is there, it is not properly, even when it is necessary. And this elevated blood glucose, carbohydrates, protein, and fats, and this can lead to what you in the body. The world and most of the people here, they have diabetes, either the complication of diabetes or they are coming because of diabetes emergency. So what do you need to actually know about diabetes? The risk factor for diabetes is, as we are increasing in age, diabetes occur. If you have family history of diabetes, one could also have diabetes. If you have history of hypertension, physical activity, use of drug can result in so-called diabetes. Use of some pesticide.
Dr. Enikuomehin said many are not in the know of the dangers of late detection of diabetes, the need for intensive advocacy and a healthy lifestyle.
When you are passing frequently, then you can say that you have diabetes. And when somebody is testing, excessive test, or somebody is losing weight, those are for people that are lucky. Majority of the people don't even know diabetes. They don't. So they come with complications. Either when they don't feel okay, and then they now come and then with complication, crawling sensation, stroke. Some come with stroke. Some come with heart attack. Some come with the fact that they cannot go to toilet. They are having constipation. This is a disease that if it is well managed, you can stay up to 90 years, 95 years. Even some people stay up to 100 years. By the time that we are getting to the age of 30, we need to actually screen for. We know that we need to screen. It's not just fasting blood glucose. We need to do 2 hours postpartum. So we now say, know your risk. You have family diabetes. And apart from that, healthy eating. When you know your risk, you know that I'm risky, I could have diabetes because I'm growing old, then you check. Going to the right person. The response is, where do you go? Some of our people, they don't come to the hospital. I can't come to the hospital. In that hospital, I will waste my time. What do you need to do? Exercise is very important. Increased physical activity is very important. Healthy eating. Some people have demonized our local food. Our local food is not as bad as you think. When you come, what you need to pray for? Let me see the right doctor. And when you are going to the hospital, you know that day, I want to use it in the hospital. And then at the end of the day, you make sure that you are seeing the right person.
It is believed that with deliberate steps taken by our public, diabetes would be brought to its barest minimum, thereby reducing its mortality rate. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
The federal government has reiterated its commitment to provide quality education and foster intellectual growth across the country. The Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Education, Mr. Andrew Adejo, pledged the federal government's unwavering determination to expand educational opportunities and invest in the training of future educators. Adejo, who was represented by the Director of Colleges of Education in the ministry, Dr. Uchenna Oba, said this at Ilawe Ekiti during the official takeover of the site of the newly established Federal College of Education Ilawe Ekiti. The permanent secretary said the College of Education will serve as a hub of knowledge, innovation, and inspiration for aspiring educators for the brighter and more educated future for Nigeria. Alawe of Ilawe Ekiti, Oba Ajibade Alabi, who expressed joy that the struggle for the establishment of the institution in the community, which began in 2016, had yielded fruit, lauded former President Muhammadu Buhari and incumbent Bola Tinubu for their roles in the establishment and takeoff of the institution. The provost of the college, Dr. Gbade Ekwijbe, said the college was designed to run NCE and degree programs. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has praised the dedication and diligence of police officers, military personnel, and other security operatives in ensuring the smooth conduct of elections in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi states. In a statement signed by the Force Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi, the IGP commended the commitment displayed by the security personnel, highlighting their role in maintaining law and order, safeguarding the electoral process, and ensuring the safety of citizens. The IGP emphasized that the electoral process in the Free State transpired seamlessly, defined earlier threat assessment, and projected challenges from various quarters. He acknowledged the exceptional effort of the security personnel in maintaining law and order, safeguarding the electoral process, and ensuring the safety of citizens. The Ogun State Police Command has warned against the use of fireworks, saying its spokesperson, SP Omolola Odutola, said the warning became imperative following several complaints from residents of the state. The police explained further that residents of the state, particularly from Shagamu, Ikene, Ijebu-Ode, Sango-Ota, and among others, said that the deafening sound of fireworks, which is like that of a gun, threatens their peace, triggering anxiety amid security concerns. The statement says, though the police are aware that the use of fireworks is deeply ingrained in tradition as an essential preparation for the end of the year celebrations, the residents must stop this tradition that is now aggravating security concerns in the state. The federal government has identified about $23 billion in investment opportunities in Nigeria for projects that are directly related to the country's energy transition plan. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, who stated this at the second German-Nigerian Symposium on green hydrogen, said the opportunities would not only provide electric power for economic development, but would result in significant net job creation with up to 340,000 jobs by 2030. According to him, gas would play a critical role as transition fuel in Nigeria's net zero pathway, especially in power and gas sectors. The project would create up to 840,000 jobs by 2060, driven mainly by power, gas, and transport sectors. The minister stated that $1.9 trillion is required to get Nigeria to net zero by 2060, including $410 billion above usual spending. This additional cost translates to about $10 billion annually. Nigeria and Germany share a long and fruitful history of cooperation in the energy sector. The Nigerian Army has lamented the spate of fake recruitment and online portals, especially for its direct short service. The service described the advertisement as fake and deliberate attempt to defraud Nigeria, Portal 2023. In a statement by the Director, Army Public Relations, Oyema Nwachukwu, urged the citizens, especially those interested in joining the service, to disregard the advertisement. Nwachukwu said the army has commenced the process of arresting the perpetrators of the crime, urging Nigerians to report those spotters to service. It therefore enjoined members of the public to report any suspicious recruitment portal or activities to the Nigerian Army. And the Nigerian Army has confirmed the death of one of its officers, Lieutenant Afonso Baza, dismissing claims that the reportedly committed suicide in Akwa Ibom State. In a statement by the Acting Deputy Director, 6th Division, Army Public Relations, Danjuma Jonah, said the late officer died while deployed on duty at the 2 Airport headquarters for exercise still waters free at Essien Udim, Akwa Ibom State. Posted that November the officer was not seen at the state's effort to reach him. A search was in the area and his lifeless body was discovered. Officer over his unfortunate demise, which all need to refrain from publishing motives suggested. The statement that the army remained a place premier any of its controversial stands for granted. The issue is being investigated. Federal government says it is investigating the cancellation of visas of 264 Nigerian passengers in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The passengers were airlifted to Jeddah from Lagos and Kano to Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, but to consternation of the airline staff, the Saudi even though the passengers went through the advanced passengers information system during the check-in formalities in Nigeria, which was also monitored by the Saudi authorities. However, in the statement by the media aide to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Akasim Abdulkadir, this Ministry of Foreign Affairs is now investigating the matter to see if any consular or aviation rules have been flouted. And with that, we conclude the news tonight. But before we go, a quick look at some of the top stories. We told you that there is a partial compliance in the NLC TUC strike across Nigeria. We also told you that Shijuade residents have applauded Ondo State government's intervention on the road project. And from the foreign scene, we also informed you that world leaders have begun negotiation in Nairobi on global treaty to combat plastic waste. And that's the news tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Good night.